When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife. Ditch her. I'm sure many of you have issued words or similar in relation to this one's wife, wanting Harry to ditch her, the royal family to ditch her, the world to ditch her, so that she spirals into obscurity. Aurora Bassotti writes in the Express, Prince Harry told to ditch this one's wife on UK trip as she's dismissed as distraction. Prince Harry has been advised that this one's wife could become a distraction if she were to return with him as he marks the Invictus Games' 10th anniversary. Well, of course she is a distraction. The reason being is that whatever she does, whatever she appears at, she has to make it all about her. For instance, Harry shakes hands with somebody. She needs to barge in and hug that person while he's still trying to shake hands. That Harry tries to speak to a group of people at an event, and she decides, actually, I'm going to speak to them, thus telling Harry, in effect, to shut up, standing in front of him, leaving him stood there, looking like a chastised puppy as she holds the limelight. She barges in front of people on a regular basis because she's completely useless at recognising that she's not that important, because her narcissism tells her she is important. In a disgusting display of, in effect, stolen valour, she marched in front of veterans, demonstrating a callous disregard for the service that those brave individuals have exhibited, whereas she marches up and down as if she belonged there. The Invictus Games have become the This One's Wife Games, as she makes it all about her wearing inappropriately expensive clothing, ensuring that everything is talking about her. When it was the 1 year to go event in Whistler, there she was, front and centre, ensuring that dinner with Michael Bublé was talked about, that she was seen staring down the lens of the camera, that we were all treated to her ridiculous fashion show. And as for the veterans, well, fuck them. Who's interested in them when this one's wife is in town? Time and time again, she has to barge in, and she does so because her narcissism propels her to do so for the purpose of the pursuit of the prime aims. But her facade isn't that good that it causes her to behave in this grasping, ill-disciplined manner, with the effect that she ends up showing what an unpleasant, grasping individual she is. There's no subtlety about the behaviours, because even though she's mid-range and therefore engages in more covert behaviours, when it comes to those public displays, it's me, look at me, let me in, I need to talk, speak to me, take a picture of me, film me. She's grasping, needs to be front and centre of everything, and naturally that means that she amounts to being a distraction. She's the one that's talked about, which is what she wants, but it takes attention away from all of these causes. The article continues by explaining the Duke of Sussex has been tipped to head back to the United Kingdom to celebrate the milestone with a special service at St. Paul's Cathedral on May the 8th. Harry has been back to his home country on multiple occasions since stepping down from his institutional role, lastly in February following the news his father, the King, had been diagnosed with cancer. The Duchess of Sussex, on the other hand, was last in the United Kingdom in September 2022, when the couple returned to attend a series of events linked to their charitable work, and then stayed for 2 weeks after the death of Queen Elizabeth II. This one's wife's return to England has been a subject of widespread speculation since, but royal commentator Josh Rom argued the Invictus Games anniversary might not be the best time for her to accompany Harry back in the United Kingdom. Speaking to Sky News Australia, Rom said, "I think this one's wife being at the Invictus Games would only be a distraction when Harry is in that environment where he feels most at home, promoting a cause he feels so passionate about." this one's wife would be a distraction. And I think it would be understandable for this one's wife to stay at home and take care of their young children. Well, that would be a first. I don't think people would necessarily hold it against her for that. Well, they wouldn't if that's the excuse that she trotted out. But as I explained in recent parts passim, she does the hokey-cokey. Am I coming? Am I not? I might be coming. I might not be, because I need you to keep talking about me. Rom continued, if Harry does want to rehabilitate his image within the royal family and within the country, I think Harry at first might have to do that alone, and then bring this one's wife with him. Rom noted the couple experienced fluctuating popularity ratings ever since they stepped down from the working royals' role, and argued it might take them some time to win back public support. The royal experts said the Duchess would likely experience more of a struggle, as Harry can benefit from the sentimental bond people have with him. Well, the fact is, many people think Harry has turned into a complete twat, but many people recognise that's as a consequence of the influence of his wife. People also know what Harry was like before she turned up, a more happy-go-lucky, interesting, fun individual, and so there is some sympathy, not amongst all, but amongst some, for Harry, that they realise that he's turned into this individual as a consequence of her involvement. But there is no sentiment towards her. Harry is possibly capable of some form of redemption. She is not. The vast majority of the British public don't want anything to do with her, and certain sections positively dislike her. Rom continued by explaining the country has amazing memories of Prince Harry, representing the country in Afghanistan, being a prince of everyone's heart, his cheeky adverts for the Invictus Games with his late grandmother. The UK has taken Harry to their hearts over a number of years. There's still the same sentimental value with Harry there, but this one's wife doesn't have the same power. She only really came into the scene in 2017 and 2018, when she started up that relationship with Prince Harry. She hasn't grown up in the UK public eye, so when we see someone who's been absolutely trashing the royal family, she doesn't have that same sentimental value that Prince Harry has in this country. Details on whether Harry and indeed this one's wife will return next month to attend the Invictus celebrations are yet to be confirmed. Yet this individual is suggesting that Harry ditch her, and it's quite correct. She hadn't established a pedigree with the British people beforehand, and indeed just went straight into victim mode and whinging and smearing, which meant that she hadn't built up any goodwill to begin with, and what little that might have existed was soon eroded as a consequence of her behaviour. It's therefore entirely understandable for this commentator to suggest that Harry ditches her in relation to any trip to the United Kingdom. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a case of Harry ditching her. It's quite simply the case she's not going to come, because she recognises how unpopular she is, and therefore, as I've explained on many occasions, her narcissism will simply keep her away as a means of protecting her by virtue of it being a self-defence mechanism. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.